Philippines Bay. Good to see you, brother. How you been? Thank you for joining. I'm going to just bring you up to speed on what's going on in the world today. Give me 1 second to make sure everything working properly. The reason why I haven't been with you guys in a couple of days is because I had to host the other tribal family members that come. Now, I no longer can give the people specific information except what's on my YouTube channel concerning how to be free. The reason why is because as we're indoctrinated into mental, economic, spiritual slavery, we feel that, Stephen Diaz, good to see you, the only thing that's not worth investing in is ourselves. And ourselves is a collection of people with whom we choose to associate with and get in trust with. Now, I've become y'all's social media friend, right? But in real life, I have people who are true friends who commit their tangible resources, bodies, minds, souls, to this work. And it wouldn't be fair for me to continue to give to the people who don't the things that the people who do get. What that means is, if you're in trust with Amun-Ra states, we're the de jure federal government. We can show you how we're a sovereign nation state, and our flag will be raised in the United Nations really soon. We have a few more steps before we all go to New York together. Now, that is the completion of the first tribal government. The next one will be a collection of family members who trust each other enough, because this is what they broke. Yunera Campos, good to see you, brother. When we speak of Prophet Noble Jew Ali, and when we speak of getting in trust, yes, there is a document that is perfected that helps you reclaim your estate and live there free of charge without paying. There is a process, and there is a way to get the government to be who they're supposed to be to you, which are public servants. You're never supposed to have to slave or economically enslave and pay these rents and these bills when the thing you are paying for is the energy that they have to output to you in order to give you services. For example, they take the fiber optic cables and they run them through your city, and then you get your Wi-Fi. If you call them and say, hey, I don't have to pay with Federal Reserve notes, 1933 Federal Relief Act, and the federal government's responsibility to care for the people through the wealth that we gave them, you're going to pay for their labor, or you're going to go get your own fiber optics and get your own Wi-Fi up. What they're making you pay for is what it takes in order to extract from your land natural resources, process them, put them in stores, redistribute them, and give them back to you. What we do is the same exact thing. We're on the land, we're generating natural resource, minerals, gold, oil, all of these different things that they sell to you, that's in your cell phones, that your babies all around the globe, they're in mines, they're breaking open rocks. I've seen them with bags on their back of minerals and rocks. Hey, William Hudson L., good to see you. So these children, they labored so you can have the creature comforts, like the fancy phones and all the things that you have in your home. William Hilton L., peace to you. Normally, I'm on here just communicating the gifts and the information. I'm going to engage with the people and say, if y'all have questions about your processes, let me go ahead and answer them. Jerome Kimmick, good to see you. Where are you at in your processes? What are you trying to accomplish? What is it that we can give to you to assist you in this area? What that would look like is you asking questions, sending emails. Please drop your email in the comment section. We'll send you a cover page of what we're doing. Estate administration is not expensive at all. There are tiers. I do them in tiers. And each tier you're perfected with the documents you need in order to be secure. After the tiers, you get LinkedIn and in trust. This is what they broke. They broke the trust of the families. So how did it go? How do I know how it went? Cedric Lynn Sherrod, good to see you. When Prophet Noble Drew Ali got back from Egypt, the chosen one, when he put families in trust, they trusted each other with wealth, lands, their children, the documentation, their allodial titles, everything that they had was in trust to one another. This is a state administration. So you don't only get from us teaching and documents, you also get a whole entire family in trust. And you're afforded room on their estates. Everyone is taking care of everyone else. This is the only thing we don't do in our communities. We take our energy and we go give it to the service corporation. We give it to what we need to pay bills. We give it to our little flings. We give it to our carnal desire, that's also known as the root chakra. We never invest in one another in totality. This is why the Moor Empire was so strong. Because I could say to Cedric Lynn Sherrod, hey, Cedric Lynn, I need 500,000 oranges. And you're going to be producing oranges on your estate. You're going to be growing them. So when you grow them, you say, hey, them apples look delicious, man. And I can't grow apples in my climate. So why don't you go ahead and ship them to me? We're going to take our apples and ship them to you with the commercial process. It's the same thing on paperwork when you're doing these commercial processes. Whatever your goods are, whatever your wealth is, if you monetize it by way of assessing its value, you put it on paper, and then you record it with the families and notify people that there is a trust in place. That is a contract. The world moves on two veins: contract and commerce. Proclaiming your nationality. You need a bloodline. Why? Because if you're not connected to a bloodline, you have no family. Whoo! Now, we all know there's two types of families: biological and spiritual. Spiritual family is ancestral. So all your ancestors will eventually bring you back to whom you were connected to in previous lifetimes. Ever get that feeling like you feel somebody's familiar and you know them? That's the reason why. The conscious mind, hosted in organisms throughout eons of times, being put back into vessels so that it can complete the work. Why are these people here with me right now? And I can't call them these people because one's my queen and one's my mufti. And I'm me to them, whatever they want me to be or need me to be in order to be safe and secure in life. They're with me without knowing me, without building a relationship with me. Outside of, let's see, one of my mufti's been knowing me for 3 months, maybe 4, observing me. And my queen, she met me a week ago, barely. How does she know she could trust this, me, this whole thing? Because we knew each other in previous lifetimes. So now I'm teaching y'all about Islam. I, self-law and master. They say know thyself. Know yourself how? Woo! Come on, baby. You're in trust. You're afforded access to the federal tribal government's wealth. We have our sigils. We have our consuls. We have our notaries. We exact in perfection what the state looks like, except from a de jure standpoint. They have notaries. They have judges. They have enforcement. They have all of these things. So do we. The only part that we as a people have a problem with is putting forth the energy necessary to break away from Rome. The harlot is not that appealing to me. Look, the harlot, that is America. We're talking about the United States Service Corporation. It's cheating the wealth of the indigenous people and trading that wealth that they stole with other nations of the earth. Well, you don't produce naturally from your own land, then you are saying that you're okay with being subservient to the ones who do the work. And then you would work to get those natural resources. We got solar power. What are you working for? Electricity. We have water. What do you pay every month? A water bill. Where is that water coming from? Your land, your soil. So, which is better? Getting out on the soil, digging a well, getting a little pump, and getting the natural resources out, or going to work for 8 hours a day and paying your monthly water bill? You choose. Ooh. Glover and New Bay, good to see you. We're talking about how Prophet Noble Drew Ali was so successful after putting everybody in trust. All of them gave everything they had in order to establish and found the body itself. How did it get corrupted? They put COINTEL, that is to say, counterintelligence, from what we're supposed to be doing. What we're supposed to be doing is what Prophet Noble Drew Ali asked of us in order to secure each other. Do we redistribute land? Yes, we do. Our federal government, our estate process, Amun Ra estates process, we redistribute land. That's what the Prophet asked for. We do that. Are you seeing temples, Moorish Science Temples of Americas? Are you seeing Orders of the Great Seal? Are you seeing Moorish American consulates? Are you seeing Great Seal National Association of Moorish Affairs and any other body politic right now on the land? Are they redistributing or teaching how to redistribute land? If not, then we're not being taught properly and we're misinformed. Next step, Prophet Noble Drew Ali says he wants credit issued. Do we issue credit? Yes. How do we do so? We have access to our estate wealth. What that means is the collection of families have put up their treasury accounts for surety to the establishment of the tribal government. Are you listening to us when we tell you about this law? You know that we're telling you the truth. Rosie Gist Bay, Islam to you, brethren. So, now the wealth or the credit is redistributed amongst who? Those in trust. It's for the people who are putting themselves up for surety. Now, why do we say this? There's a document that we put into the United States Service Corporation that says we will no longer be surety for the Service Corporation. That means you're not putting up any of your stuff or any of their stuff. Have you been to the county lately? Have you forced them to give you your original documents? Have you researched how your family was trading in the earth and commercing throughout the history of time? Do you know the names of the people your bloodline intermarried with? Are they Sicilian? Do they trace back to Italy? What is proclaiming your nationality? If you're not a Moor, then how do you proclaim your nationality? You would search and find out from what nation your bloodline originates from and what is connected to. Perfect example, some of my mothers are German. When the Moors came and took over parts of Germany, and when they took over different lands where German women were, some of those Moors, some of those soldiers slept with some of my mothers on my mother's side. This is how I have German and Asiatic in me. So in Germany, guess what? I'm a German, and I proclaim nationality as a German. And let's see where else. Sicily, on my father's side, Asiatics, Italians, and these Italians are from Italy. So when I go to Italy, I'm an Italian, and my nationality is whatever that nationality call is. So you know, it's just not, it's universal. It's for every single human being to be able to be secure in their person. You don't ask many questions dealing with me, so I figure when I communicate with you all, I'm answering questions that are being asked. Otherwise, you would be posing them, or you know what I'm talking about. We get on these social media platforms, and all we do is output information. There's no analyzing it. There's no applying it. Only for a select few. We're looking for people who want to get in trust. We're looking for families and people who want to live off of the land itself. We're looking for people who don't want to be slaves anymore and know that fiat is not the answer. Call me up, inbox me, get involved, contribute. And privately, Anybody that's in trust will get the information necessary to truly secure their estates. Peace and praise to you. I'll let y'all know what happened. Matter of fact, I'll tell y'all right now since there's enough of y'all on here. We were camping out at a place, and me and my boy was walking and was kicking the bowls. I hit my foot on something. It's a big, deep ass hole in the ground. We pull out the little bucket and we hear rushing water, or what we thought was water. An hour later, about 20 or 10 squad from the sheriff department, they come and surround us. Okay. They forcibly remove us off the land in that area. And we found, by way of the matriarch, divine matriarch, sourcing us some land where they can't touch us at. You put that documentation in, you protect yourself. Federally speaking, they had me showing them my lawful paperwork right in front of them, face to face, under contract. And I told them that I need to see the living being that owns the title to the land I'm camping on, because I own that land. So I'm going to find out who this person is that sent them to forcibly remove them, myself, my queen, and my mufti off the land. After which, I'm going to take him to court, and I will win. And when I win, y'all will know what happened. We're going to be on that. It wasn't water. It was oil. That's what we found. Woo! Come on, baby. Y'all sleep. Look, if you go outside of wherever it is that you paying to live, and you dig deep enough, you will find a whole lot of wealth you don't have to work for. So, I'm just being communicative with you. They try to control every landmass that has natural resource that they can steal from you and trade and monetize around the world. This is why you can't go certain places. They build churches on these places. They build parishes on these places. They build corporations on these places. All the places you see them corporations, there's every last thing you could possibly imagine under the ground concerning your wealth. I'm telling you the truth. In the Vatican, 2 miles under the Vatican, guess what? You got thousands of years of your history in the Vatican. Holy Roman Empire. All they do is go research to know you better than you know yourself. That's why it takes the ethers to communicate to you what you need so you can be secure in life. If you're paying your dues to a temple, please ask them what they're doing with it. And make sure they're de jure and in trust and not a limited liability corporation, because when shit hits the fan, they're coming for everybody on that list for falsifying documents and being paper terrorists. If you're not in trust with other families and you're still sold out to Rome, but you're trying to do the processes and mix the processes together, which means that you're trying to use the corporation to get what you need and want as an indigenous person, but you're not taking account and care for the land that gives you what you need that you're trying to take. Oh, I got this allodial title for this $1.5 million house. Where did those goods come from to build that house? Excuse you? You're going to walk into a place that a whole bunch of families done got together and built and say it's yours, and you ain't did no work? Woo! What land do you live in? Sense of entitlement, sense of ego. Yes? Oh. Let's go cut down some trees. Let's sand some wood up. Let's cut some angles. Let's use the natural resources like sand, straw, hay, and all the other ones that you can name. Build your house from the ground up. Put your flag on it. Put that geographical location under a allodial title. And let's see if somebody come try to do something to you. With that, thank you for taking the time to oblige me. I will continue to satisfy these mortgages. I will continue to redistribute land. I met a trucker not too long ago. That's Prophet Noble Drew Ali Buses right there. He had a trucking business. And I'm helping somebody build the Daily Fairs. And that Daily Fairs is Prophet Noble Drew Ali Printing Press. We've covered his soul concerning his desires. And now he can rest. When all the people get together and are doing the same thing, the ones who choose to. This is how you find out who's de facto and who's not. who's really sold out to Rome and who's not, and who is a real de jure temple and who's not. You find it out when you see whether or not they're using the land for what they need and not service corporation processes. Yeah. We use commercial processes. We do it from a de jure standpoint. Putting 1099s in and all of that, OIDs and accepted for value. How you going to do that if you don't have land to back it up? Oh, that's a good question. I'll be talking to y'all soon.